How you doing? Let's continue with part 2 of our class for this evening. We're going to talk about do versus make. They're going to have a fight here. What's going on? What is the difference? Do versus make. This is a very important topic, right? Because in our native tongue, which is Spanish, in Spanish, we only have the verb hacer. So in Spanish, we only have hacer, right? So, however, in English, we have do and make. There are two, right? And how do we use it? Like, it's kind of confusing. When do I use do? When do I use make? Well, in this lesson, you'll get a good idea how to do it. Okay? Let's take a look at some examples. I'm going to do the dishes. On Saturday, I do errands. She does homework at night. I will make a sandwich. Huawei makes excellent cell phones. Let's make a cake. Okay, so in these examples, you've noticed that I've used do for some collocations, while in others, I use the verb make. What's the rule? Well, let's check out the rules over here. The rules are over here. Everybody look over here. So these are the rules. For the verb do, right? For the verb do, you're going to remember this acronym, right? Warn, warn. In Spanish, we say advertencia, right? Advertencia. So warn means advertencia. Warn in English. So let me warn you about the rules. Let me give you a warning. Let me warn you about the rules. When you think about work, you're going to remember the word warn. W for work, right? When you refer to work, you're doing it, right? So I do push-ups. That's work. I do the dishes. That's work, That's work. Oof. A, an activity in general, not a specific one. Any type of activity in general. R, replace. When you replace a verb, you replace a verb with do. And the letter N, non-specific. When I'm referring to a non-specific activity. Okay, let's take a look at these examples over here. So, I'm going to do the dishes. This is an example of using do to replace. What verb am I replacing? I'm replacing the verb wash. Because you could say, I'm going to wash the dishes. So instead of saying wash, I'm going to replace it with do. Because do, right, replaces. Make does not replace. We're going to check that out in a moment. On Saturday, I do errands. Errands. In Spanish, errands means mandados. So I do errands. This is not specific, right? Non-specific. I'm not telling you exactly what specific thing I'm going to do. Like, I'm going to take everything. Like, for instance, go to the bank, pick up my laundry, go shopping for groceries, take my son to swimming class. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 activities. So I'm going to put the 4 activities in one word, in one verb. The verb is do. Not specific. I'm going to do errands, right? Many things, non-specific. Next example, she does homework at night. She does homework at night. I'm talking about something in general, right? She does homework. And homework, what does homework involve? Reading, maybe writing a resume, Googling, maybe writing a summary, a summary, Googling information, doing research, writing something down. So, right, in general. So she does homework at night, okay? So remember, with do, we're going to talk about work, an activity in general, when we replace a verb, or when we are referring to a non-specific activity. Now, let's take a look at the verb make. With make, we're going to think about the acronym CCPP. 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 What is CCPP? The first C is when you talk about creating, creation. You know, you create something. Construct, the next C, construct. When you're constructing something, you're making something, you're constructing something. Prepare, when you're preparing something, you know, when you're preparing your sandwich there, right? You're making it, you're preparing, you're putting the bread, the lettuce, the ham, the ham, the ham, the ham, the ham, the cheese, a lot of cheese, right? And you put it there, you're preparing. Or when you produce something, you're producing something. Hey, let's make a WhatsApp group, right? Hey, let's make something new, right? Let's produce something. Let's make let's make a cake, right? Let's do it, right? Let's create it. So with make, we're going to create, construct, prepare, and produce. This is different from this because this is replacement in general, not specific, and work. This is creation, constructing, preparing, producing, you know? Here's some examples. I will make a sandwich. So when you talk about food, you're going to prepare. You're going to prepare food. Always food. With food, make. Right? You know, I'm going to make a hamburger. I'm going to make a dinner. I'm going to make supper. I'm going to make breakfast. I'm going to make some eggs. I'm going to make some coffee. Prepare food. Okay? Over here, Huawei, the company makes excellent cell phones. They really do. Trust me. What do? They construct, right? They construct, you know, in the factory, right? They produce all these cell phones. They produce, right? They make. So they make, they produce, they create these cell phones, which are awesome. Next example, let's make a cake. Yeah, you know, pastry, bakery. Some people consider that to be an art form. They produce cakes. They create. Oh, let's make a cake here for a wedding. Let's create it. Let's make it. Let's produce it, right? So let's make a cake. You know, we're producing cakes. We're creating cakes. You understand? Like some of my engineer friends here, let's make an app, right? Let's create, right? Let's make an app. Let's create an app, right? So we're creating, okay, guys? So that's how we're gonna do today. Those are the differences, right? Do versus make. With do over here, it's about work. It's about an activity in general, not specific, and we are replacing with do. With make, we are creating, we're constructing, we're preparing, we're producing, right? That's make. So now you have a clear idea. Now let's go to the booklet. Let's watch a video, and then we're going to do the booklet activities, okay? All right.